I don't think the officer should have shot her in the head or in the face 3 times. And I think she also should have exercised caution. We never know if she truly knew those people were ICE officers and she still disregarded their command.
This is a very, very sad situation, both for the officer and then for the deceased family. I wish somebody had not died from this incident. I wish he ended up in maybe an arrest. Well, as it is, somebody is dead already. It will truly be difficult to get, her own side of the story because she's no more. If you stop somebody and they refuse to stop, I think you should just let them go. You could literally catch up with them another day. I don't think there's any reason to be chasing people on the street, thereby endangering the lives of the people.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Why I Need podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, share, and also engage with us in the comment section. We're discussing the ongoing protest in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This protest is as a result of the woman that was gunned down by an ICE officer because she was ordered to stop. There's so much confusion on what happened. I've seen a post whereby it was said that one of the officers was telling her to remain in the car, and another officer was telling her to get out of the car. And while she was trying to get away because she believed that those law enforcement officers were ICE agent, or maybe they were non-ICE agent, and she wanted to get away from them. And while trying to navigate that with her car, she was shot 3 times, and her car moved forward about 100 feet, and she crashed. I don't think the officer should have shot her in the head or in the face 3 times. And I think she also should have exercised caution. We will never know if she truly knew those people were ICE officers and she still disregarded their command.
This is a very, very sad situation, both for the officer and then for the deceased family. I wish somebody had not died from this incident. I wish he ended up in maybe an arrest. Well, as it is, somebody is dead already. It will truly be difficult to get her own side of the story because she's no more. Keep hearing different accounts until, unfortunately, we can't hear from her. And this is a very sad situation. I think this is almost 100% avoidable. All of this could have been avoided. I think for most people, it's very, very difficult, to comply with command, especially from law enforcement. I'm not sure if it is because of some kind of frail or broken relationship between the citizens and the law enforcement. So maybe there is no trust there. So people tends to not respond to command. I can't really blame her too much because she's not here to tell her own side of the story. But generally, if you've been stopped and then they ask you to do something, I think is much more beneficial for you to comply with the directives than try not to obey the commands. Every single time, I think your concern as a person, dealing with law enforcement is to make sure that you go back to your family. If you have children, that should be your ultimate concern, to ensure that you go back to them, because it can quickly go south and one of you guys has to go home. And in most cases, the officer will definitely go home and, you, the victim, might not be opportune to go home. So it's a very delicate, subject to talk about, especially since the person is no longer with us. But then again, it looks like on the part of the ICE agents, it looks like from what I'm gathering, it looks like there's overzealousness on their part. perhaps due to the incentives and then the bonus, they just gave them. I think they can still carry out their duty with much more care and respect for the people. If you stop somebody and they refuse to stop, I think you should just let them go. You could literally catch up with them another day. I don't think there's any reason to be chasing people on the street, thereby endangering the lives of the people. I'm just, talking as a bystander. I wasn't part of the action. So if I were part of the action, I'll probably have a different take on the issue. But it's unfortunate that somebody had to, lose their life. I wish she never died, and I wish she's just here with us.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your sentiment. I think it's a sad situation, whichever way you want to look at it. The officer is trying to get back to his family. The woman also was trying to get back to her family. So I still think this situation was blown out of proportion. I don't think the officer should have used his weapon. I know that in America, you don't know what you're going to get as an officer if you're stopping a bystander, if you're interacting with a civilian. You are always trained to assume the worst, right? To assume that the individual, has a gun or, has something to attack you with, which I think could be true, especially in America where everyone has access to guns. So you want to protect yourself. You want to go back to your family members. Every day, um, I don't think the officer should have used this gun, especially when it looked like the woman was driving away. It didn't look like the woman was trying to, run into the officers. But there were other officers. I wonder what the other officers at the scene will say about this incident. But we all know that the ICE agents will definitely back up their partner's story, no matter what it is. But it's just unfortunate that this had to happen. It's unfortunate that a person had to lose their life in something that could have been avoided. And I believe the administration in town today, they also need to tone down their rhetoric. I mean, this is not the first time people have been telling them to, tone down their rhetoric a little bit. I know they're trying to, make sure all the illegals are out of the United States. They're trying to make sure the United States is safe. At the same time, there's a better way of doing things. There's always a good way of doing things to make sure whether they're here illegally or legally, yeah, they still, have that fundamental human right. They need to be talked to like a human being. They need to be addressed and interacted with like a human being, not an animal, no matter what you think. No, immigration is a hot topic. Goal of the administration is to get illegals out by all means, by force, or by fire. At the end of the day, there are gonna be some unintended consequences. This is part of it, and it's sad that that woman has to lose her life. But do you think this woman will get justice? Wonder if the woman will truly get justice. It looks like everybody already picked side. The president has already picked a side. Christian Noam has already picked a side. So it makes me wonder if this woman will truly get justice, if there will be a true investigation into what happened and how the situation can be avoided in the future. Do you think this woman will get justice?
At this point, it will be very difficult to preempt to say. But it's unfortunate that somebody is dead because currently opinions are divided. If you are a Democrat, obviously you already know where you belong, your talking point and all of that stuff. If you are a Republican conservative, by default, you already know the side you belong to. You'll probably be siding with the president and then Christian Norm, last secretary or what? Yes. It's unfortunate. I highly doubt that they will get that even if they bring a criminal suit, that they will be able to get justice. But I'm almost certain that they can bring a civil suit and get paid for it. But somebody is dead. It will be very unfortunate that they will pay out their family members and then they'll probably get rich off of somebody that is dead. Yeah, I highly doubt in this administration that they'll be able to press. They'll probably be able to press charges, criminal charges. But pressing the charge is another thing. But getting the justice or the outcome that they will want to get will be a different ball game. I don't think so. I really do not think so. Since it involves federal agents, it probably means that it will probably be heading to federal court. So I highly doubt, but I do not want to preempt the court. I do not want to preempt the system. But if history is anything to go by, one can almost believe that they might not be able to get convict them criminally, but civil suit, yeah, definitely they can get paid for it.
Yes, it's sad. No amount of money can bring a dead person back. The woman has already lost her life. Nothing is going to bring her back. Not even the money, if they're eventually paid. Not even millions of dollars. But in my opinion, I don't think this woman or her family members will get the justice they would like, because nothing will bring the woman back. Whether they're being paid, whether it's punishing the officer, it's not gonna bring her back. It's just unfortunate. Maybe the criminal case or the civil case will help out and give them an opportunity to be able to close this chapter out. I doubt it'll ever happen. It's sad. People need to be careful. The officers out there need to carry out their duty diligently. They need to carry out their duty with a little bit of grace, so everyone can go home to their family members.
Yeah, I mean, for me, anytime for a long time I haven't been stopped by law enforcement, but anytime I thought maybe I'm speeding because I like to step on the gas a little bit. But anytime I get pulled over, I always tell myself that two of us, I don't even say either of us has to go home. Two of us has to go home, and I have to go home. So if you want to give me a ticket, just go ahead and write the ticket, let me go, And also, we as individuals or as the populace, we need to understand that just like sometimes we have issues, that's the same way these officers have issues too. Maybe the way they left on, maybe something is eating them up, maybe they're going through the same way we go through something, the same way sometimes we leave them very angry. Sometimes, maybe things are not going the way we plan and it's eating us up. That's exactly how these people do. So if you really understand that, I think the people, we the people will probably treat them a little bit more, more better. I'm not siding with, whatever the ICE agent did, but obviously their boss already put out a statement. She said the agent, acted in line with his training. So he felt threatened and then he defended himself. So that is all you need to know right there. So every time you go out, make it a point to go back to your family safe, unharmed. You encounter police, treat them with respect. A lot of time, the way you talk to people can actually give you maybe the outcome you want or maybe the outcome you don't want. So if we can treat them with a little bit more respect, I think we'll probably get a different, much more desired result from them. So let us know what you think. I think the story is still developing. Right now, we do not have all the facts. We just hear them from multiple sources until everything coalesces, and then we'll probably hear from a single individual to give us what happened. But what do you think? Let us know, and we'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section.